Hey guys, Crystal here at Extreme Core Fitness, and we just made it through our very first Mental Health Saturday cycling of the year, and it was awesome. Went a little long today, but it was a lot of fun. And today we talked about the importance of doing hard things and why it's important to do hard things. So this is the reason I do Suckfest. This is the reason we have this Bibby system in our gym that is so awesome because it tracks your calories, it tracks your effort. You can see it on the screen as you're doing the cycling class. And so when I'm pushing myself so much that I just want to stop and I want to just give up, and I tell myself, keep going, that is building my prefrontal cortex. The doing hard things that you don't want to do, but you know they're good for you and in the long run will make you stronger, that's going to build your prefrontal cortex. Now, why is that important? So there are kind of two parts of the brain: the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for rational thinking, decision making, things like that. And then you have your limbic system, which is a part of the brain that's more your emotional system. It's made up of several components, and one of them is the amygdala. The amygdala is the fear center of your brain, and it has a hippocampus, which is for memory, motivation. So if you are constantly just doing whatever you want, binge watching TV, eating greasy foods all the time, not exercising, and just kind of giving yourself all the pleasures of the world, why is that bad? Because you're feeding that limbic system. When you practice discipline, when you do hard things, and not hard things that are going to hurt you, but hard things that will eventually, build muscle and things like that, things that you don't want to do but are good for you. Then you're building your prefrontal cortex. You're growing that. You're making that stronger. And why is that important? So I was watching the show, and it had a scene, and it's a common scene in other movies. I won't tell you which show because I don't want to, give you any spoilers. But it's a common show, and it's also common on FitFam. So two guys are in a fight. They're fist fighting. One of them says something to really hurt and anger the other guy. The other guy has so much rage that he beats him up so badly he kills the guy. Well, what about all the consequences that come from that, right? In the show I'm watching, he had a little girl. Now he's going to go to jail. Then he has to live with the fact that he killed someone. And so when you don't do things, hard things, and develop that prefrontal cortex, and you're constantly instead feeding your limbic system and doing whatever you want and giving into that emotional part of the brain, then when you're faced with a challenge like that, you're going to give into that emotional side of you, and you're going to do something you regret. So it is so important to practice doing hard things on purpose, so you build up that part of your brain that when you're faced with something external that's difficult, you can practice equanimity, which is what Ed Milet uses all the time. I love that word. It's calmness under duress. So something hard, a stressor is happening, and you can calm yourself because you have built that part of your brain. So I'd like to invite you to practice those things. Practice doing hard things. When you want to sit and binge watch, stop and maybe watch a video first. It's going to teach you something. It's going to teach you something about finances, or it's going to teach you some self-development stuff, or it's going to teach you something about business, marketing, something that's going to help you in your field of business, parenting videos, something that's going to help you grow. Do some of that before you sit and do something you enjoy, right? Do hard things. Exercise. It should be part of your life. It shouldn't be a New Year's resolution. It should be something that is constant and consistent. What you eat, I know it's hard, and those tamales were so good, and yes, however, you have to control how much, if you have tamales, have just one. Practice controlling these things, doing hard things, so that when life comes at you, you can stay calm and you can stay rational and you can make better decisions. So that was part of our class today. It was a lot of fun. I hope you can join us. Remember, they're free for the community every Saturday at 8 a.m. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and go do something hard.